With a tropical storm minutes away and heading towards them, the team finally brings the Trojan squid to the surface, detaches the camera system, and releases the animal. Minutes later, they are safely ashore in Cabo, Mexico. Dale, Pearson, and Cassell regroup with the team. Everyone is eager to see the footage obtained by the Trojan squid.
I think this is it.
Will they finally have visual photographic evidence of what they have long suspected? A giant, ferocious Humboldt squid, the model for the Kraken?
Whoa! That was a big one.
That was a big squid.
Did you see that? Oh! So that thing attacked the camera, even though it was hooked to a squid.
Right.
He didn't attack the squid, he attacked the camera on the squid.
Right.
And he didn't even really bite it. It's like he was feeling it to see what it was, hooked to his buddy.
Then, out of the darkness,
Whoa! Oh.
at 1,000 feet, an apparition. Although it's difficult to tell, this squid appears to be enormous. Is it a giant squid, a colossal squid, or is it the extra-large Humboldt they were looking for?
Because of the size of that squid and how much it shocked him, is it possible that that was an Architeuthis? Because the camera's 1,000 feet deep. Is that possible that was an Architeuthis making an attempted strike on our Dicydicus gigas, a camera squid? You know what? That's a question I can't answer right now.
Wow.
2 days later, back in Minnesota, Hychek sees the footage for the first time.
That is a massive animal. When you play the footage full speed, you can see the huge suckers that are about the size of coffee cup lids I get in the morning. And also, if I'm going by the eye reflection, the beak would be somewhere in here. I mean, this is a huge distance. And so, based on that and what I know, I mean, this animal's fins would be way back here. I mean, be way off the monitor. I'm very, very interested in what Roger Hanlon would have to say from the Marine Biology Lab on what species. I mean, I can't comprehend this as a Humboldt. Even I can't. I mean, it's just absolutely massive.
First impressions, gut reaction, it's big. In terms of distinguishing it as a Humboldt or something else, that's a lot more difficult.
The video does not provide enough detail for Hanlon to be able to discern the species, but it may still be possible to estimate its size. Peter Schmitz is a video analysis expert with motion engineering, specializing in video forensics.
What we're trying to do is determine the distance the target is from the camera. And by doing that, it gives us another avenue to help determine the size of the target.
Peter has the camera and light system specifications from the manufacturer, including the details of its performance in salt water.
First thing I'm going to do is put in the sensor information as to the resolution of the sensor. This will help me determine the area that we're going to be looking at. I also have to put in the lens information, which in this case happened to be a 3.2 millimeter lens, which quite frankly is going to make things that are at a distance look much smaller than they really are.
Using light throw and depth of field data, Peter should be able to calculate the distance between the animal's beak and its eye, the last visible part of the squid's body within range of the light.
What I'm doing is I'm setting up the system to measure based on the creature's arms and the reflective eye, and based on the information measuring from that reflector to the creature's mouth, which should be right in the middle of the arms here, we can get a close estimate on how big this creature really is.
Another way to determine the overall size of the monster is to determine the arm diameter.
The arms are over 1.5 feet in diameter. This thing has some monster arms coming out of this.
With this data, biologists can use known squid dimensions to create a comparative estimate. The first calculation uses Humboldt squid proportions.
Based on this measurement, it could be upwards of 60 feet in length.
This 60-foot estimate makes this beast almost 10 times larger than the largest known Humboldt squid, making it the largest squid of any species ever recorded. But if the animal here is Architeuthis, or giant squid, the monster is much larger. The morphology of Architeuthis and Humboldt are very similar, with one big exception. The Architeuthis squid's tentacles are 3 times longer. Schmitz estimates an overall length of 108 feet, roughly twice the size of the largest known Architeuthis, and the same size as the largest known animal alive today, the blue whale. These estimates have impressed even the expedition team.
I have to admit, I was completely shocked by the final results and how big the squid that we filmed really was.
It's always fun to me when you take people and high technology and you throw them in the sea and give them a mission to perform and see what comes out of it.
Did this beast inspire the Kraken? History supports, at the very least, the possibility. And now this piece of visual evidence indicates that there is still much to learn about what lurks in the sea's depths.
I have a great regret that we were cut short by the weather, the hurricane that happened. Definitely gives us another reason to go back. So I'm hoping on the next expedition we can continue to make more discoveries.
All I ask is that people look at the images that we collect and leave this with a childlike wonder about the sea and its secrets.